So good. I guess evening. I mean, it's
Yeah.
5:03. I think
Yeah.
this evening officially started. It's 5 or 6.
Hell, well, whenever the sun sets.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to Google when evening starts, but
No.
might be officially evening.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to that Nirvana concert unplugged in New York? I mean, I don't know if you like that or not, but for what it's worth, he starts off, "Good evening. This song is off our
Oh.
first record. Most people don't own it."
Hello, Peter's a pasta.
Yeah, pizza pasta in the house. Yeah.
And here's a drawing I just did. It's like at a park with a squirrel, a bike, and a skateboard, the sun, a cloud, 2 trees,
That's cool, Ellie. That's cool.
and birds flying.
Yeah, looking pretty cool. I'll show you mine.
Yeah.
Mine says, I'm playing basketball here, and I say, if I practice, maybe I'll be like Michael Jordan, getting better and better. Keep trying. Practice makes perfect. We did say, I did hear, though I've never met him, obviously. By some accounts, people say Michael Jordan might be a jerk. I don't know. I was thinking about, a concept. I'm like, what kind of practice and get good at it? I don't know. I don't play basketball. I don't know, but obviously Michael Jordan's known for being an excellent basketball player, or the best. I mean, some people say LeBron James, but I'm like, I'll just use Michael Jordan there, for what it's worth. And this one obviously is me walking, and I say, thank God, I just missed getting hit by a car. Obviously,
Yeah.
I was gonna originally say I was gonna get hit by a car. But I thought, obviously the more inspirational, uplifting message just narrowly getting missed
Yes.
is a good thing,
Truly.
Yeah.
And hello, TB.
We got TB in the house, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, me and Andrew went to a park.
Eisenhower?
Yes, Eisenhower Park. And on Tuesday, we took a walk there. On Wednesday, we played miniature golf. And today, we took a walk there.
Yeah, it's good to get out. It's good to, do what we do.
Yeah. And plus, with the weather being really nice, I'm just like, get some sunshine. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we were also discussing, obviously, the luck of the draw. Ellie was saying, obviously in life, some people think, do you meet people by accident or is it the luck of the draw?
Who knows?
You don't really know. However, some people could get a really bad luck of the draw. Case in point, getting born in North Korea, for instance. Their life is kind of doomed. Some people could get a really good luck of the draw, getting being the son or daughter of a billionaire, for what it's worth, and that's a good luck of the draw. And some people just get random looks of the draw, like middle class, and I don't know.
And then there's people born on Long Island in New York.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly worse existences. Life is what you make it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we're having a fun day.
That it is.
We walked in the park. We're probably gonna get something to eat. And,
got some sunshine.
Could always be worse,
Yeah.
Could always be worse.
Home is where you make it. That is true, Peter Zapasta.
Pizza pasta. So we were talking, and one of the concepts we were talking about is, would you rather be comforted with a hard truth or hit with a lie? No. Hit with a no. Maybe I'm mixing this up.
Comforted with a lie or hit with a hard truth.
And initially, obviously for a while, I was saying, obviously nobody wants to live a lie. It's like the quote, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Everybody wants to live an honest, genuine life and know the truth. But I was saying, like, sometimes really bad things can happen, and obviously. In that situation, obviously psychiatrists know, for instance, if you told somebody the truth, especially somebody who's vulnerable and can't handle the truth, it might send them into a mental health crisis and cause them to come unglued. So maybe you have to slowly lead people to the truth.
Yeah, or let people figure it out on their own.
Yeah, I know some people are like, oh, I'm so blunt and frank, and I'll just tell it like it is. But that's not always the right course of action.
No.
I mean, sometimes it can be, but sometimes you got to just handle people, in a more empathetic kind of way.
Well, there's like a hard truth, comforting lie, and then there's just not saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you don't want people who are going to stonewall and deflect and not communicate. That's bad,
Definitely.
But also, ultimately, you want to know the truth in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but then what is Ellie's thoughts on sensational
professional wrestling?
Particularly Triple H. I don't know anything about wrestling whatsoever.
Yeah.
But what's Triple H?
No. So, for instance, this is the Andrew and Ellie live stream. I know some people obviously, ask me solo Andrew related questions. This is like when we're in a band. Like this is, if you want to ask questions about my personal life or my solo content, that's fine. This is like an alternate version of Andrew. So ask Andrew and Ellie related questions.
Yes,
guys.
This is an Art Class Buddies channel.
yeah. This is a different version of Andrew.
Yeah.
This is not like the solo Andrew or the Andrew with my mother or father. This is the Andrew with Ellie.
Yes, I mean this is Andrew I know.
Yeah, and obviously we put on different faces when we're with different people. And you were talking about living a double life at one time. I mean, there are people, obviously, I mean, you find out can be deceiving you and living double lives. I mean, I know, for instance, I suspect maybe my father is, and I mean, that's always a possibility.
Well, do you have proof of that?
I don't know that for a fact, but, there's things that seem fishy, like that maybe he is. But, ultimately, they say, if you don't want to get to know me 100% in my life, if you're only, lukewarmly involved, then, ultimately, the answer is to find somebody who will be fully invested in me,
TV asks, what topic is she an expert on? I'm an expert on cats.
Yeah, cats are cool, right?
And then Pete asked, what if Ellie's in the witness protection program? Gee, how did you know?
Yes.
No, I'm not in the witness protection program.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be.
But I haven't witnessed any crimes.
Yeah. Yeah. To my knowledge, I don't think I have either. I mean, you never know. But sometimes some things can happen, and you don't even realize something weird went on until many years later, and then you look back and you say, "Wow, it was weird." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, I do that reflecting thing too.
Yeah. So, for what it's worth, you might think something is like normal, and then you look back and you say, "Ooh, maybe that wasn't normal at all." You know what I mean? So, guys, ask Andrew and Ellie related questions, please. I already made it clear. Otherwise, I want to suspend you. All right, guys.
Well, TV says maybe Poppy is a famous writer for the New York Times.
I mean, from what I'm being led to believe, my father was a claims adjuster who worked in insurance. And he's retired now, obviously.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't know.
Could he be deceiving me about that? I guess it's possible, but I'm under the impression he's not.
And then Pete asks, "What's your favorite kind of cat, Ellie?" Well, I like all kinds of cats, but I prefer regular cats that are cuddly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then TV asks, "Do you like the cats without any fur? Are they called Sphinx?" Well, Sphinxes are kind of cute, but they kind of look weird without fur, though.
Yeah, definitely, Ellie.
And then,
so we were talking about obviously dementia and cognitive functioning decline, correct?
Oh yes, my grandmother, she had cognitive decline due to dementia. When I was a kid, I thought it was just age-related forgetfulness because I figured, you reach a certain age, and and then you just start forgetting things. But but with my grandmother, it was beyond that. And then so I'm just like, oh, so it isn't just age related forgetfulness. It was actually like a medical thing.
Yeah, it seems like obviously you can have legitimate dementia,
Yeah.
which is bad, But as I approach 40, I find I'm more forgetful than I was in my 20s. I guess that happens with age. Do you find you're still as sharp and quick as you were in your 20s, or?
It varies.
Yeah, I know when I was in my 20s, for instance, I could remember everything, and I don't know if my memory is as but I guess you're meant. I know they say obviously look at the president of the United States of America. I mean, he's in his 80s, for instance, and he seems sharp and with it. And I know my psychiatrist used to be in his 70s, and he was sharp and with it. I guess if you exercise your mind and read and make the right decisions, you can still have your wits about you in an older age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you still remember to exercise every morning at the gym.
Yeah. So read, educate yourself, immerse yourself in things that stimulate the mind, and maybe you won't have dementia as you're approaching 80.
TB asked if my grandmother was taking medications. She was for a bit, but it made my brain like a little cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just like,
Anonymous feels Trump has dementia. Yeah, some people thought Joe Biden did too.
Hello, Anonymous.
But ultimately,
long time no see.
Yeah, obviously, is Donald Trump, for instance, as sharp as he was when he was in his 30s? Probably not, but who knows?
Well,
but he's leading the country. Ideally, the best and brightest, and should be the person in charge. You know what I mean? So.
And then Pete asked, "Do you think Ellie could give me some financial advice?" No, I can't give you financial advice because I didn't take those courses in college, but I could tell you to go to a professional financial advisor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then let's see what else. Pete said he's considering selling their vested shares and rolling them in a Roth IRA. Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And because I would say if you have questions about your finances, just go to a professional for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
So what were some other things we were talking about today, for instance?
Oh.
We touched on some interesting topics, but then I kind of forget when we go live. We always come up with interesting topics, but then forget them, At least I do. I don't. Maybe you remember them. I don't know. That's why I'm going to turn it to you.
Well, Pete says, "Thank you for the financial advice, Ellie." You're welcome.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a financial advisor, though, but all I could do is just suggest going to a professional financial advisor.
Yeah,
that's what I could suggest.
So what I want to say, obviously regarding if you come up with a good concept for comedy or whatever, especially if you find you might be forgetful in some capacity, or maybe not even. Maybe you just you jot it down either on the cell phone or on a piece of paper, and you come back to it later and you're like, oh, this is a good concept, because like I look back at some of the artwork I created, a year ago, for instance. I'm like, oh, I don't even remember being in that frame of mind or creating that. And I'm like, this is a really good idea. And I'm like, thankfully I jotted it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I never jotted it down, I would never think to do that right now at this moment, and I may never again.
Well, with me, I remember. Oh, TB asked, where did you go to eat? Well, we didn't yet.
Yeah, we haven't gone.
And then Pete asked, how many times have you all hung out this week? Oh, right. Last Friday we went to the carnival in Levittown, Oh wait, we talked about that on Saturday with the live stream.
Yeah.
And okay, so then on Monday we went to the carnival again.
TBS, who do you think is more trustworthy? You see the Pikachu or the sloth back there? Who do you think is more trustworthy?
Well, the sloth isn't a Pokemon,
Hmm.
but Pikachu is.
So I guess Pikachu, right?
Yes.
Right, Pikachu.
And
Sure.
plus, Pikachu is cuter.
Pikachu is cute, yes, that's for sure.
I just wouldn't give it a hug because otherwise I'll get shocked.
He's the electric Pokemon. That's
Yeah.
right, too, yeah.
I'm better off hugging Eevee.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pikachu wears her heart on her sleeve. Well, yes, but you're guaranteed to get shocked by Pikachu.
TV says something love is shocking. Yeah.
Tell me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Somebody says, I've been playing that Pokeball game. Pikachu is hella sick. He reminds me of. Fair enough.
Oh, I've never heard of Pokopia. What game is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't actually play video games anymore because I grew out of that phase. Because now I have a life.
Yeah. I know. Like we said, when it comes to video games, there are certainly worse things you could be doing.
Oh yes.
But we kind of grew out of it.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Because. So also this week we played miniature golf at Eisenhower Park. So I actually got some sunshine this week.
Yeah, it was fun. It was. I know we were saying, obviously regarding the course, maybe 20 years ago the course was a lot nicer and newer, and it's kind of gotten a little run down over the years, but we still had fun, and ultimately, the goal of it is to have fun, and we had a fun day, and so it was cool.
And with one of the holes, there was a cute little rabbit eating grass next to one of the holes. So that was nice to see, like a little nature.
Yeah, the little rabbit or little bunny was cute, yeah.
And today we saw squirrels and birds at Eisenhower Park.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we got Jungle Lady in the house.
Oh,
and she's
hi, Jungle Lady.
She's nice. She says Mr. Andrew and the art class buddies.
Yep, we are the art class buddies.
Yeah. So obviously, I think obviously socializing with you is good for my mind, and
mine too.
It obviously moistens my mind, and obviously if you don't want dementia, you just read. And,
get a life.
Get a life and moisten your mind, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to moisten your mind.
Well, you claim that you're forgetful, yet you still remember how to drive.
Yeah, I guess it's not bad yet. Obviously, I took a lot of medications in my 20s and 30s.
I wouldn't know.
They say it doesn't. It protects the brain cells. I'm skeptical, but who knows?
Well, with driving, it's more like a muscle memory thing.
Yeah.
Not like not really cognitive function.
Yeah.
Because your body remembers what to do.
Exactly.
Moist minds are better than vegetable minds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy life, have good life experiences, read, and have a lot of fun, and so on. Your mind should be moist, and you might be 80s and still be sharp, quick-witted, and that kind of thing.
If you're Pete says, I know I don't use my brain at all when I drive. I drive entirely based on vibes. Oh, well, I guess if you've been driving for a few decades, it becomes like a second nature type thing.
Yeah. They say it's an overlearned experience, and the more you practice something, sometimes I'll be driving, and I'll get to the location. I'm like, I don't even I wasn't even thinking what I was doing.
Yeah, you just do it.
You just do it. Yeah, and I'm like, I drove. I made it there safely. There's no thought process going on. So
yeah, my mom doesn't think about it when she drives either, because she's got like 40, like 50 something years of driving experience.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I've got family members who just say the same thing. I'll be driving on the parkway. I'm like, I'm just not even. I mean, I guess you're focused in a way, but you're also just kind of like just zoning out in a way, you know. I think everybody does that.
Because I mean, there's that whole muscle memory thing, and because driving gets to a certain point where you just don't think about it. You just do it, and it's like and it just becomes second nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I mean, driving is serious business, you know.
Absolutely. TV says Andrew doesn't like highways though. Yeah, I mean, for like one semester, I drove to Stony Brook University on the highway. But yeah, I don't drive on the parkways. I just drive locally, basically. You know, I had like I don't know if it was really an accident or not. You know, a car got into an accident in front of me or stalled or something like that. And
that's not good.
Yeah, and I stopped, and the police came, and like they looked at me and like, oh, you're not even involved in this. You could just go. So, but it scared me and kind of made me not want to kind of make me not drive on the parkway. So I don't think it was officially an accident because that I just stopped because I didn't want to like get into trouble. You know what I mean?
Well, that makes sense.
So it might have been an overreaction, but the police just told me like, no, there's no damage from me. And it was just two other cars. You know what I mean?
Jungle Lady asked, "Do Miss Ellie drive truck?" No. For my driving lessons, I just drive like a regular car.
Yeah.
And because I mean, yeah, I mean, if you have decades of experience with driving, you just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
TBS, are you having lessons, Ellie? Yes, I am having driving lessons, and because I just do the best I can with driving lessons. And parallel parking, I just need to keep practicing it. Because, I mean, eventually I will get my driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very determined.
Yeah.
And then Pete asked, what's the fastest car you ever street raced against? I never did any street racing.
Yeah, street racing is a bad idea.
Did you ever do street racing?
No, because if you do that, it could potentially end dangerously.
Or like jail.
Yeah. Like we used to say, obviously, the game Grand Theft Auto, for instance. If you start street racing, you could wind up in jail pretty quickly. I mean, for a video game, obviously,
Well, with a video game, that's different.
Speeding around, doing crazy stuff, would be kind of, I don't know. But yeah,
because it's not real life.
If you did that in real life, you'd wind up in prison pretty quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long it would take, but yeah, it would pretty quickly. I mean, yeah, pretty quickly. So you start speeding around, like clubbing people with baseball bats, like you'd wind up in jail pretty quickly.
Yep, in real life.
In real life, yeah.
Well, Jungle Lady, I would not be able to give Andrew driving lessons because he already has his driver's license.
Yeah.
And he's been driving longer than I have.
Exactly.
So there's nothing I could teach him.
Absolutely.
And also Jungle Lady says, Mr. Andrews has turbo subby. What?
I don't know.
And then TB says, would you ever ride in a car driven by a cat?
No, because one, they don't have opposable thumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they can't reach the gas pedal. Three, well, for obvious reasons, I wouldn't ride in a car driven by a cat.
Yeah, though I do hear Google, is inventing cars that
self-driving
cars. I mean, I know a lot of people are, obviously scared, because you obviously want to be in control of the car.
Yes.
But apparently they seem to be safe. So maybe in the future we won't even drive ourselves anymore. Who knows?
Well, I would much rather drive myself than have a car do it.
Yeah, I know. Like some people don't trust things until they're like proven. You gotta get like a good track record of proven safety before people will trust it. And
I mean, once you get the hang of driving and know what you're doing, then it's not a problem for you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Now let's see. Pete asked, "What if the car had special cat controls?" Well, if you don't have opposable thumbs, just claws
Yeah.
and paw and like short feet, then, well, I suppose maybe a lion or a tiger could drive though, but they're too big and dangerous,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't be able to control the car.
Yeah. Obviously lions, tigers, cats can't control cars for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But we were talking about obviously splicing human DNA with like a wolf or a tiger and creating like a man tiger.
Oh yeah. Well, if we spliced human DNA with wolf DNA, then werewolves would become a real thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's humanly possible. And some people obviously feel really scared about certain things like cloning and but they might say it's weird and barbaric in some capacity, but who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe some weird country that does crimes against humanity. I will say it again, North Korea, might do it someday, and we might get the wolf people running around, So,
well, Jungle Lady says, "Me like thou Miss Ellis paints."
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Ellie, your pants are good. I think she likes your dress.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
What are Ellie's opinions on
rooster and baseball torture? CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Well, there's ABA, like ABT, which is bad, and then there's CBT, which is like.
Obviously.
Well, I'm against torture therapy.
No. You don't want to be. I mean, therapy is meant to help you heal. And you want your doctor to be empathetic, to not torture you.
Yeah.
You want them to like listen to you and help you and such. You don't want to get tortured in therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, well.
I don't know if all cognitive behavioral therapists are good.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of bad ones for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, just like everything else, but in my experience, and I found it very helpful. So I don't know. Maybe you could get bad luck in the drawer. Maybe you could get a good luck in the drawer.
Well, I mean, like art helps you.
Yeah.
Like doing the art stuff.
Yeah, the art. I mean, obviously, find to be cathartic and therapeutic. I don't know if what we do is art therapy necessarily, but I find it therapeutic.
I do too, because it really. Because the thing is, like, I find it to be very therapeutic, especially when I do art with Andrew. But then we also have that art class.
Yeah, and it's fun. And they also say we have a talent, and we're it's a lot of fun.
Well, TB says Andrew is shy singing for Ellie, but he has a great voice. Actually, I know that because in December we had that karaoke party.
The Holiday Jolly, yeah.
And he was singing in karaoke, so I actually did hear him sing.
Yeah, did you ever get in front of like a crowd, or not a crowd? Like I'm thinking about stand-up comedy, obviously, or like a room like the art class, for instance, and doing high. I don't know why I don't feel as confident. Did you ever hear the Weezer song "In My Room"? I don't know why I'm referencing them necessarily, but obviously, sometimes you feel like not as afraid to be yourself, like in your room, so to speak, and like you know, at a comedy club or like an art class, I feel I get embarrassed easily. You know.
I understand.
Yeah.
Show Jungle Lady says, show Miss Ellie fun times. Oh, he does show me fun times, like with like well, besides the art.
Oh no, not in my room, in the garage. Yeah, and I said in my room. You know, basically the concept is, you know, obviously in the garage he's not afraid to humiliate himself. And he's not afraid to behave wild and play the guitar crazy.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, but like if you're at a comedy club, you get a little embarrassed. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I find karaoke to be fun.
It is.
Because, I mean, we had that Holly Jolly karaoke thing,
Mm-hmm.
like in December, so.
Yeah.
And it was fun, so that's what we did.
Yeah.
Jungle Lady says garage is full of sheet of rock.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like a lot of the, you know, obviously artists, like case in point Metallica, you know, they start out rocking in the garage, you know. And I know that they even called one of their earlier albums Garage Inc., I think, for what it's worth. And I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know I'm referencing them either. But, you know, but ultimately, you know, yeah, I mean, like you practice, you do crazy stuff. And obviously, if you perform on stage, you tend to get more and more confident. But also, you know, obviously when it comes to comedy, you know, there's a lot of extroverted, loud people, and I'm just like, I'm very introverted. I'm like, I mean, so my mother says my comedy was good, and some of my friends did. I mean, of course, they're not going to tell me I sucked, but you know, apparently it was good. But you know, you kind of get sick of it at a certain point, you know.
Well, I've just never seen you perform live.
Yeah.
Only those that your Andrew Kolaski comedy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because.
Yeah. So Jungle Lady says, take Ellie to comedy tonight. Not tonight. We didn't practice any jokes. Maybe soon.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm willing to watch you do it.
Yeah, sure. Maybe not tonight though.
Yeah.
Do OMG caffeine for the millionth time. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's one of my jokes. I don't know.
TV says, I like your comedy and singing, but you don't do that anymore. Just illusions these days.
Yeah. It's good to get your mental health under control and do comedy and singing, and that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, you said so yourself that you find art to be therapeutic.
Yeah.
And so you could just do that for mental health recovery.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if we say we're doing it for recovery, but I mean I find it therapeutic, and we're getting out. I'm seeing you and Jana and others, and then
we've also got Eisenhower Park to go to these days, and plus, and then like not only is working out what you do every morning good for your body, but also your mind. So
yeah, that's something. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. I go to the gym every morning. Like,
yes, you do.
Yeah, literally. You know, I mean, some people, I mean, I check the app, the Planet Fitness app, which is where I go, and it says like literally. I don't think I skip it. I mean, like maybe once in a blue moon. Like maybe if I have, I don't know, a doctor's appointment, maybe I might skip a day. But I never skip a day. So that's pretty good, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know. And because, like, I know you use a treadmill. That's your equipment.
Yeah, we were talking, obviously, my father, for instance, he goes to Lifetime Fitness, which obviously has all the bells and whistles. Like, it has a polar plunge and a sauna.
Oh.
And obviously, if you can afford that, I mean, obviously, he's older. He's got, like cancer. So I'm like, okay, you know, fair enough. Pay for a nice gym membership, and that's cool, you know. So yeah, and he seems to get enjoyment out of it. You know, it breaks up his day. He goes there, he has a good experience.
Yeah.
But you know, for me, you know, obviously, Planet Fitness is affordable, and I'd be using Lifetime Fitness for the treadmill, and they have that at Planet Fitness. So I don't need all the bells and whistles. You know, I mean, it's affordable and it offers everything I need. So you know what I mean. So it's
And then also besides the treadmill, you also take a walk.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's nice too. Getting into sunlight.
Do you usually take a walk around your neighborhood or elsewhere?
Okay, we walked at Eisenhower Park today.
Oh yes, we did do that
we
today.
We did, yes.
And Wednesday we did some miniature golf, which was fun.
I used to walk at Jones Beach with my father at the boardwalk, though I don't do that very much anymore.
Oh, that's a nice area to walk.
Yeah, I kind of feel badly because it was fun, going to the beach and walking on the boardwalk, but we started fighting every time we got in the car, and I don't know. Maybe I can attempt it again, or maybe that ship has sailed. But yeah, whatever.
Well, Eisenhower Park is really nice, and I'm just like, well, since the weather has been nice lately,
Yeah.
I have the urge to go outside and take a walk at Eisenhower Park.
Yeah.
Get the fresh air, see some nature.
Exactly. Yeah.
But and plus, because so yes, I think you may forget things, but at least your body is sharp.
Yeah, you want your mind to be sharp and
Like being in sync.
Yeah, you want your mind to be sharp, and you want your body. I mean, you obviously want to be physically fit too. And obviously, as you get older, your body starts to break down. Like I said, in my 20s, I could run marathons.
You ran marathons?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, but also, I didn't run physically the New York Marathon, but I did a lot of exercise. And obviously now as I'm approaching 40, obviously I still run for a half hour and do a lot of walking, but. It's obviously I'm not as loose and limber as I was in my 20s.
I guess not.
But I'm still physically fit. And,
because
I don't think I'm dementia man either.
No.
So I mean maybe you might consider me. I don't know. People aren't like we said. Sometimes even if something is obvious, people aren't going to tell you to your face.
No.
Like let's say I was like a vegetable mind and dementia man.
Oh, you're not.
Thank you. But like people aren't going to be like frank and say, oh, you're completely fried, because it would be hurtful to somebody.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But young lady says, Mr. Andrews walks ice creams on occasion. Mr. Andrews take Miss Ellie to Creamstones.
Cold Stone. Oh, yeah. Down the block is Cold Stone Creamery, which is ice cream. I would go there periodically. You want to go there or do ice cream?
Well, I had my fill of ice cream on Monday when we went to the carnival. Yeah. I got like a soft serve of ice cream in a cone with sprinkles.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everything in moderation. If you eat too much, ice cream's good, but if you eat too much of it, you'll probably put on some weight. So just every once a week or maybe less. Who knows?
Well, because like with you claim that you forget stuff, yet you still remember to go to the gym every morning and drive. You still remember how to do that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like some people say Joe Biden, appeared. I mean, jokes. This is kind of a joke, but I think I'm more sharp, quick-witted, discerning than Joe Biden. Why not?
I think you are.
Why not? And he was running he was literally running the country. So. This is not about politics, some people, so for what it's worth, right?
TV says you remember to brush your teeth. Well, I always remember to brush my teeth, but I can't say that for Andrew.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Pete says, ask him to cook for you, Ellie. Well, he does cook for me. He cooks trouble.
Yeah,
yeah. I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, like nowadays when I have my driving lessons, I'm still trying to get the hang of parallel parking. But I'm good at 3-point turns. That's easy to do.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just that if you keep practicing with driving, it will eventually become second nature, as Andrew said.
Yeah.
Because, you said you're so yourself, you don't even think about it. You just do it.
Yeah. You know, I mean, obviously, a lot of people are like that. I know I have family members who just say the same thing. You know.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to driving, yes.
You know, a number of things in life. You know. I mean, even running on the treadmill, for instance. Some days I get through a workout, I'm like, I mean, but I run every day and then I walk and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess I ran for a half hour and walked. I mean, it's kind of like driving. You know, you're not really thinking about it. You're listening to music and you're not really focused on it. And
well, I mean, you do so much. You use a treadmill like every morning. So by this point, you probably don't even think about it.
Yeah, like I do it every day.
Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of like it's just like, you know, you're not even thinking about it. You go on the treadmill, you throw on some music, you run for a little bit, you walk, and then you know.
Jungle Lady asked, Miss Ellie, drive on parkways? No, I don't do driving lessons on parkways, just like the local roads. But I mean, like parkways, they kind of sometimes they have heavy traffic on occasion.
Yeah.
And then with expressways, there's like not really stoplights because you're just like, because it's called express for a reason. And then there's highways like on the road.
Exactly.
So it's just, and then there's just like all that stuff. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to drive, but when I was old enough to get my learner's permit, I went for it.
Yeah.
Because
some people probably shouldn't be driving. I know my grandfather on my father's side of the family. You know, my mother said that, you know, she would drive with him occasionally, and he was just really fucking scary on the road. You know, and he was a little bit of like kind of like I don't know how to describe him, but
I guess he was was he like kind of the reckless kind?
I don't know how to put it. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it.
I guess confident.
Sure.
Like, you can call it that.
Yeah. I don't know a good way to put how he was, but yeah, he wasn't a good driver.
Was he one of those people who got like a million traffic speeding tickets?
And he drove a school bus actually too, interestingly enough, which is actually hilarious if you think about it. He was driving children around, and he was actually like the worst driver ever, which is kind of ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, Jungle Lady says steps and directions are right, Miss Ellie. Say works at it. Yep. Because, I mean, you aren't born with the knowledge of how to drive a car, right?
No.
Because if that were the case, children would be driving on the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, and then TBS, what is Ellie's favorite alcoholic drink? I think she likes margaritas. Well, I used to like margaritas, but then I tried things like champagne, prosecco, some of those fruity drinks like Cosmopolitans, peach bellinis, that kind of thing. I like some of those fruity drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we did enough.
One more thing.
Okay.
It's just that I just wouldn't drink first and then drive. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, drinking and drink. I always say to a family member, you know, if you drink and drive, you know, you run the risk of, I mean, obviously getting a DWI or DUI, and God forbid you hit somebody, you know, and you're under the influence of alcohol, you know, you're going to be going to jail for a long, long time. So, you know, I would go out with, you know, friends and, you know, or a family member of mine, and I'm like, hey, I realize, you know, these guys are drinking, and, you know, they're going to do what they do, you know, but, you know, look, make sure you're sober, because if, you know, because God forbid you hit somebody, you know. I mean, there was like an assembly at the school many years ago, and there was a woman who obviously, you know, was maybe 18 or maybe 21. I guess you got to be of legal age, and she was under the influence of alcohol. She didn't seem like a bad person, you know. She was just a crazy kid, but she hit somebody and accidentally killed somebody with a car. And you know, the DWI laws are strict for a reason. And she was crying and saying how she ruined her life, and you gotta just, obviously, her intention was not to kill anybody, but I mean, they should have probably said, all right, you made a mistake. I'm sure she would have learned her lesson, and they would have, they would have said to her, and she would have never done it again. But ultimately, she broke the law, and that's the consequence, right? Yeah.
Well, it's just that, like, it isn't just about drinking while driving.
Yeah.
That you could like get DWI for, or accidentally hit, like injure or kill somebody.
Right.
But there's also like falling asleep at the wheel, texting while driving, being stoned while driving.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Those are bad things too. Tired. They say tired driving can be as bad. As bad, but I don't think that's a crime. It should be. I know a lot of truckers are really tired often, and they take a lot of caffeine pills, and they take to stay awake. It's like,
Jungle Lady says Miss Ellie looks like a Sex on the Beach kind of lady. Well, funny you should say that because I've never ever had sex on the beach.
The alcoholic drink, or just in general?
The alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
But also in general, I never did.
Yeah.
I've never had sex on the beach drink. I mean, I've seen it on menus, but I'm like, oh, well, that's an interesting title for a drink.
Yeah, you see, I think a lot of people, obviously, like it seems like a kind of like a fun, pleasurable kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna have romance on the beach, and it's like, oh, let's name alcohol after that. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, because rather than having actual sex on the beach, you could just drink the beverage, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because in that way you could actually say that you had sex on the beach.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
But in all seriousness, TV says don't drink before your test. They will smile on you. Definitely, because I'm like in 2018 when I went for my road test, I wasn't drinking or anything. I was just like kind of tired, and the sun was in my eyes. That'd be actually low key ridiculous to go to drink and drive on a road test. I'm sure it's happened. I mean, everything has. Like I used to joke with, like people like, oh, why, like I was in a psychiatry. I'm like, somebody cracked open like and I'm like, I hope that's not a beer. I'm like, why would you be drinking in a psychiatry waiting room? It was probably some soda or something. I mean, but like crazy things happen in this world, I'm sure there's people that have showed up to a road test drunk, which is kind of ridiculous. Now, so Jungle Lady says Mr. Andrews drives the sessions once after vodka makes all arounds worry. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then Jungle Lady says Mr. Andrews gives Miss Ellie that pleases. Oh, if you're referring to sex on the beach?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, I've never had sex on the beach, and I mean the drink.
Definitely.
Because or the other kind.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, in all seriousness.
Do you want to go and get something to eat, maybe?
Hold on.
Sure. Okay.
And then TV says there's a first time for the drink, and in general, Andrew hasn't had either of them too. I really wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know my mother was very anti-drinking for the longest time, and because of my mental health, she would obviously very strongly discourage me from drinking and even shame me. So she kind of like instilled a fear, like a shame of drinking. I suspect it's because at the root of it all is my mother maybe had a substance or alcohol addiction, but she's never obviously told me this. But yeah, so. If for most of my 20s, and obviously I was on a lot of medications, I didn't even drink,
TV says Christine can be a bit of a hard taskmaster sometimes.
Yeah. Like obviously she went overboard. Like if you were like drinking like a Smirnoff Ice, which is like a wine cooler, she would act like you're bringing like a machine gun in the house. I'm like, yeah, well, chill
Well,
out.
I think that would be worse.
You know, obviously that would be much significantly worse. But I'm like, chill out, mom. It's just. I mean, everybody wants to drink at 21. You know,
Yeah,
it's just
right?
like, I mean,
because it's kind of like a rite of passage thing.
yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly, yeah.
Because it means that you could actually do it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But
Yeah, she was really ridiculous about having no alcohol in the house. So I suspect she had a substance abuse issue of some sort. She never told me that though.
who knows?
Yeah.
Does Miss Ellie ever have a stone cigarettes? No, I have never smoked in my entire life or done any cigarettes because I don't like the way they smell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also, I got to have my wits about me and not like lose.
I noticed you keep mentioning wits about me, and it obviously it gets me self-conscious that maybe I don't have my wits. Do you think?
Oh no, you have your wits.
Yeah. Like if you think I'm not sharp and discerning,
No, trust me, you're very sharp and discerning.
Yeah, like just be honest. But I mean, I guess if you think I'm with it, that's good. You know?
You are with it.
Yeah, I know. Like we say, obviously, you want somebody to, you'd rather be hit with a harsh truth than comforted with a lie.
Yeah.
You know, but also, like for instance, if people thought my cognitive functioning and executive functioning was low and I had neurological damage, I want somebody to tell me, but yeah, obviously you don't want to like really bluntly and frankly tell somebody something because they might not be ready for it. You gotta be empathetic and slowly guide them into it. You know?
Well, hey, that's what parents are for, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, hi, Foop. How does Ellie feel about the age?
Okay.
I don't even know what.
Okay, so you want to get going? We can go.
Wait. And then Foop says, "How's the apartment search coming?" I don't know anything about that. I personally have my own apartment.
Okay, you want to get going, Ellie?
Wait, one more thing, and then make yummy candies now, Miss Ellie. I don't even know what any of this stuff is.
Yeah, Ellie's fun. She's got a good chipper personality.
Yeah.
We get along great.
Yeah.
We're good friends.
And plus, Ellie is such fun. We don't see enough of her on this channel. Oh, well, thank you, TB.
Yeah. So
this is the Art Class Buddies channel, isn't so? Because I mean, it's called and we are the Art Class Buddies because we're actually in an art class together.
Exactly.
So hence the Art Class Buddies channel.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
No, because we're art buddies, and as you can see, we do art together over here frequently, and then also during the art class. So, well, because we've got this art class.
We do, Ellie. We do.
If you two had an art display in a gallery in New York, that would be great. Well, I personally do art for fun, but also I find it therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It absolutely is therapeutic, Ellie.
And also, I have someone to do art with.
And as we were saying in the car, obviously, ideally, in the grand scheme of things, we're passionate about art and, we're passionate about comedy. I guess I'm passionate about comedy. I mean, we tell a lot of jokes. And obviously, I'd like to get into performance and art in some way and make money doing it.
And then you also do karaoke, that one time.
Obviously, pick something you're passionate about, pick something you're good at, keep practicing it, and hopefully you can make money doing it. And usually, if you're making money doing something you're passionate about and good at, you enjoy your life, And hopefully, we can make money doing art and comedy or performance in some capacity, because that seems to be what I'm really passionate about,
Yeah. Well, you are a great artist.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Foop says the art class has a gallery. Do they ever put Andrew stuff? Well, actually, it's true. The art class does do a gallery thing, like once a year at the Levittown Public Library. And last year was my first time doing the art gallery thing.
Yeah. They also say, obviously, when money gets involved, obviously a lot of the creativity is lost. Because obviously you got advertisers and shareholders to answer to. So, like for instance, like let's say comedy, for instance, you might make a joke and they might not like the joke for some reason, like, Starbucks coffee hit, for instance, and they might say, okay, we want this removed. So, obviously we got to answer to Google and YouTube right now, and they could suspend the channel. But ultimately we don't have anybody to answer to because we're not, you know what I mean? So we can really say almost anything. I mean, that doesn't go too crazy.
Well, within reason.
Within reason, like if we started going really out there, YouTube would get rid of us. Yeah.
Well, if we did Family Guy level of craziness.
Yeah.
Foop says maybe this year Andrew can get stuff up there. Well, actually, last year you did get some stuff in with that art show.
Yeah, we went to the Levittown Public Library
for our art show thing.
Yeah.
And last year was my first time doing the art show, and it was pretty cool.
It was.
Because our art class, we get to do art shows, and like a few times with the art class, I've done some paintings, and also that shaving cream art thing, which is a lot of fun. I like that.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I was her name, but sometimes she does some good activities like such as the shaving cream and stuff, and that could be fun too.
TV says, "Do you ever get worried going into New York, Ellie? Andrew is worried. Maybe you could take him to help him get over his fear." Well, I don't fear it because I've been to New York City many times, and I'm open to going with Andrew.
Yeah, like they say, obviously, New York City is not the suburbs.
No.
It's not Massapequa, and it's significantly more dangerous. But also, if you act like you belong and you walk with confidence,
yes.
and you're tough, and you have $40 in your shoe. Just be strong and if you act like a tourist, if you act like you're afraid of your own shadow, criminals can pick up on that and they can see you're vulnerable. And
that's why it's better to go with somebody.
Absolutely.
So Pete says New York City is fun. I agree, Pete. I've been to the city many times and it is a lot of fun. Because we have a Broadway show, fun Broadway shows to see, museums, and then there's just like many other things you could do in New York City.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot you can offer, and but also it's not Massapequa or so.
Foop says lots of needles there. Well,
yeah, you can always watch out for that. Obviously, like
those shoot 'em up druggies, like that.
Yeah, obviously, obviously the ghetto and some of the sketchy areas in New York City. They got the crackheads, and you gotta watch out for them because they're all hopped up on whatever they're hopped up on, and
And then you have people in New York City who will just like punch random people in the face for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean it's rare. I mean you can win a bad luck at the draw and get randomly attacked by a homeless man, but usually it doesn't happen. It's possible, but it's improbable.
Well, yeah. So people who go visit New York City, some places I would recommend is Chelsea, because they have this skyline walk thing that you could walk on, and it's really nice, a really nice area.
Yeah.
And then there's also Central Park.
Yeah,
Bryant Park, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. That's fun.
And there's a lot of cool places you can go, and it's got a lot to offer. And maybe we can go. Maybe we could go there someday.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Like we said, it's not Massapequa, as I'm sure you know. You just gotta act confident and act like you know where you're going.
Yeah. You just got to just fake it till you make it. Pretend that you actually belong there.
Yeah. I remember when I was obviously going to taking a train in Brooklyn. It doesn't matter where I was going, but obviously one of the subway stops was out of service. And the stop, and it was actually the stop where my psychiatrist was. and it took me down like further, and I didn't know where I was, and it wasn't like a terrible area, but I was having like a major panic attack, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in like and it was just you gotta be obviously don't catastrophize. What I did was I got like the GPS, the Google Maps thing, I plugged it in, and it was easy enough, but it wasn't that much. It didn't take me like just like Guam, it was just the next stop down, but
it would probably take a while for you to walk to Guam. Because I mean, you would have to cross water though.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Now TV says, have you ever thought about pretending to be a dummy at Madame Tussauds and jumping out and someone boo? No, because at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, what they do is you take the elevator to the top, you start at the top, then you work your way down. And some of those wax statues are really realistic. So for those of you who actually have been to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, it's really cool. And those of you who haven't been to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum before, I would suggest you go there sometime, because it's really cool stuff.
Yeah, so somebody says, do you think I look like Tom Cruise, a young Tom Cruise?
No, you're better looking than him.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. I guess so. I mean, he was known for being good looking, but if you think I'm better looking, that's cool.
Yes, and also I think you're nicer than Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I mean, that fair enough. Why not? We don't know him personally, but for what it's worth,
you're better looking than him.
Currently, because I'm younger, but he was known when he was younger for being handsome, I think, right?
I've never really watched too many Tom Cruise movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've watched The Outsiders.
Right.
Okay. TV says, oh, wow, even better looking. Yes, he is better looking than Tom Cruise.
Thank you, Ellie.
And I think nicer, too.
No, thank you. I think you're very nice, too.
Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, so New York City has a lot of stuff going on, and you never really know what to expect, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes good random things can happen. Like I mean, we always obviously have a fear of getting attacked by like a criminal, but like sometimes.
Well, that's a valid fear.
Yeah, but
that could happen here too.
Yeah, but I guess it is. Look, the Massapequa serial killer, Gilgo Beach killer was from Massapequa. I mean, he typically targeted prostitutes, but still, I mean, I'm sure if I randomly ran into him, he probably wouldn't have done anything to me. But you never know. He's literally a serial killer.
Well, but anyway, in other news.
Yeah. Yes.
But yes, I truly enjoy, because the art class was where I met Andrew. That's how I met him.
Yeah, definitely. We met each other at the art class, and we had good experiences. And like you said,
I mean, when I joined the art class, I knew some people, but then when I know people who were a part of the art class before I joined it, but then when I actually did join it, I got to see old friends, but also make new friends like Andrew.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, there were friends, and friends can come and go in life, unfortunately. Yes. Hopefully our friendship is more permanent. You never know.
Yeah.
But also, you go out there, you do things, and you meet friends, and, I went to the art class, I met you, and things are good, Yep.
Because, I mean, I've only known Andrew since October of last year.
Yeah, so. Obviously our friendship is relatively new. There's a quote that says, it's not. How does it go? I think it says something like, it's not about who knows you the longest. It's about who comes into your life, and gets to know you. You can get along with somebody a short period of time much better than somebody you've known for years. And
it varies.
It depends. Yeah,
it all depends.
Sometimes if you have a really close relationship with someone, you can start finishing each other's sentences, and that's kind of an interesting thing, right?
Yes, because I mean,
But familiarity breeds contempt. Obviously, so they get on each other's nerves. And I know they say like husbands and wives, obviously who've been married a long time. They start to say, obviously, like I love my husband. I feel like he or she's my soulmate, and but like if he eats that chip the wrong way, I'm ready to just metaphorically tear my hair out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
TV says you are great friends, and it is nice for Andrew to have a close friend. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna get going, Ellie?
Oh yeah, and some more thoughts. But yeah, so Eisenhower Park, it's a really nice area, and it's so Tuesday, Wednesday, and today we got some exercise on like a nice sunny day.
Exactly.
And and I'm just like hope to go there more often with Andrew because it's a nice park.
Yeah, it's fun going to the park with you and having a nice time.
Yep. And it's good. Oh, Horn Dog says it's great to have friends to hang out with. Yes, it is.
It definitely is, Ellie. It definitely is.
Yeah, because like I'm like the two of us have a lot in common.
We have a lot of similar interests.
Like art.
Yeah.
We have that in common.
Exactly.
And I like going places, and he does too.
Yeah, and we'll continue, doing art and going places, and we're having fun, and like it could always be worse,
Oh yes, well, but also it could always be better.
Yes.
So
and like we said, strive for better.
Yeah.
Work towards making things better. Obviously, there's people who have like masochistic death wishes, and and as a result, they make reckless and self-destructive decisions, and you gotta. I mean, obviously, maybe they're in some sort of mental health crisis and such, but also you got to try to make good decisions, smart decisions.
Yep.
And decisions that will better your life.
Well, like joining the art class has bettered my life.
Yeah, obviously we create artwork that's therapeutic. We met friends, we socialize, and
so
got like a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie Cafe and just hang out for like a few hours. It's fun,
Horn Dog asks Ellie, "Do you like marshmallows? It's fun to roast them." Well, I like to roast marshmallows.
Yeah.
Because that's like a nice outdoor activity to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And because
somebody says, what kind of job can you see Andrew doing? Ideally, I'd like to get a job in performance. I mean, obviously, people have called me Tom Cruise, and I would love to get into movies, someday. I mean, obviously, but something performance related, something comedy related, maybe something with artwork. This is obviously what I'm passionate about. Maybe social media content. I don't know the exact job. I mean, ideally, like the main job. I mean, would I love to be like Tom Cruise? Yes. You know what I mean? But they're not just going to randomly pick some dude off YouTube and say you're going to start a big blockbuster. Or maybe
TV says you could host a television show, perhaps. Well, technically, the Art Class Buddies is technically like that, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're just not making money off of it.
Yeah. I mean, and ideally, hopefully, someday we can make money off this. I mean, it's kind of like a show. It's kind of like like a radio show or like a podcast. I mean, it's in a way, I guess.
Because I mean, yeah. So technically, Andrew's a host.
Yeah, somebody says maybe I could be a stunt double for Tom Cruise. When they do like flashbacks to Tom Cruise's younger self. Well, yeah, maybe I could play like a young Tom Cruise in his biopic.
Yes, but the thing is, Tom Cruise doesn't hold a candle to you.
Thank you, Ellie. No, fair enough.
what happened to the comedy performances?
Yeah, I know some people were saying the comedy performances were some of the best content on the channel, but like I said, all the comedians were all extroverted and loud, and it got to a point where I was doing comedy every week, and I'm just like, I'm just getting so sick of this. You know what I mean? So, so maybe I should practice jokes again and start writing jokes again. I think it's what happens with a lot of people. They do something for a while and like, it's not really fun for me anymore.
Well, you do art all the time, but still fun for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the art is like we're getting out, we're socializing with friends. Not everybody's loud and extroverted and trying to make everyone laugh. And I'm drinking my smoothie, so it's more fun for me. Maybe some people like the comedy experience, and that's fine too. It doesn't make them bad people. It just means they're loud, extroverted kind of people.
TV says you could play the more handsome brother to Tom Cruise, and Tom will be jealous at you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
that could work out.
Yeah.
And TV also says you gotta stick at things in life. Don't you agree, Ellie? Well, yes, I do, but also I'm open to new experiences. I mean, like, I have someone to do art with and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
All right, you want to go get something to eat? And we've done over an hour, I guess. I mean, we've done enough, I think.
Oh, and Horn Dog says Andrew was great at karaoke. Well, yes, I did get to see him perform karaoke live last year.
Yeah.
Andrew likes new experiences too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do like new experiences. Obviously, going into the city and doing things that are different can be fun. Good new experiences can be fun.
Yeah. And TB says lots of fun to live life that way. Yes, it is fun to try new experiences, especially when you have someone to do those experiences with.
Somebody says obviously spontaneity is good, obviously, and
within reason.
Within reason, like obviously we said if you just randomly say, I'm going to go to Japan. I mean, obviously that requires planning.
It really does.
I mean, I guess you could just randomly get on a plane and fly to Japan, but I mean, it usually requires like at least some planning, So, but like if I said let's spontaneously one night, you want to go to a movie, that might be fun. You know what I mean? So,
but then, like just going to Japan on the fly, it takes planning,
Yeah, it requires a little bit of planning and
it's expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, come to think of it, if you go to an airport and make it an on-the-fly reservation, like a spur-of-the-moment type trip, that's like a little expensive though because you didn't plan ahead.
Yeah, obviously we don't even have the money for it, but like if we did, hypothetically speaking, it would be too spontaneous,
Well, with me, I would take whatever flight they have available to like anywhere.
Yeah. So does Andrew have a passport? No, I don't have a passport. I've never actually. I've been to Canada before in my childhood, but I've never. I mean, it was just my father. I went on road trips and went to baseball games. For what it's worth. I mean, it wasn't really the most thrilling vacations, but I've never actually. But for the most part, other than that, I've pretty much in my father's road trips to like Chicago and such. In Florida with my mother, but I haven't really been on a vacation in like 15 years. In fact, I haven't really even been out of New York State. Maybe hopefully someday we can go on a vacation soon, right?
Well, I've been to some other states, but also I've been to Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands, but not.
Ellie obviously asked me at the park, would you go to Australia? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, they don't have a crazy government, I mean,
no.
I mean, there are certain countries, you wouldn't visit because you could, I mean, some of them are more off limits. Some of you could be in literal danger going to, but Australia doesn't seem that way, I don't know what.
But it's just that when flying to Australia, you're stuck in an airplane for an entire day.
Yeah.
And I just would be like, well, that flight is probably like really expensive.
You're seeing kangaroos and getting that experience. And I don't know why I imagine like Steve Irwin and stuff. It might be interesting.
Pete says Florida is cool. They have alligators and meth addicts. Well, I went to Florida in the early 2000s with my father, but never been there before. And I do know that Florida has a problem with alligators. Like some people become alligator chow.
Yeah,
And meth addicts, yeah.
Obviously when Russia was, warring with the Ukraine, some people were afraid it was going to lead to World War III. And I joked, obviously, a lot of people, tend to not really think of Australia as a bad, kind of place. So I joked, obviously to prevent like nuclear wars on the horizon. So we take the plane to Australia, and everything else goes up in nuclear explosion, but Australia is safe because and it turns into a sitcom in the outback. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if nuclear war broke out, Australia would eventually get attacked too. But that seems like a pretty safe place that nobody would really attack.
No, but then isn't that like Australia is like really far away from us?
Yeah.
And if you don't mind being on an airplane for a full day, good for you.
Exactly. All right, you want to get going and get something to eat?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Adios, amigos.
And,
amigos.
And if you guys have any last thoughts, shoot them. Send your last thoughts to us.
Okay.
Like there's still 5 people here about getting matching tattoos. I personally have no desire to get tattoos. I mean, maybe like one of those rub-on tattoos, but not a real one.
Yeah. Obviously, you're not gonna. I mean,
because that's like scary. And also with real tattoos, you run the risk of getting hepatitis.
Yeah,
or in like infections.
I mean, obviously, if you go to a reputable tattoo shop, you shouldn't. But yeah, I'm not gonna get a tattoo.
Yeah, because that would show friendship forever.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to show friendship forever. You don't have to get a tattoo. You know what I mean? If Ellie's like, oh, you demanded the only way you could prove your friendship to me is getting a matching tattoo. I'm like, Ellie, no. I don't think I want a tattoo.
No way.
I'm getting too old for it anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was in I don't think I would have even gotten a tattoo in my 20s. I don't know.
I wouldn't get a tattoo, period.
Yeah.
Maybe just like a rub-on though.
Exactly.
Because like a temporary tattoo is okay with me.
Yeah.
But and plus,
it might be cool, obviously in, like for a movie to get like a temporary tattoo if you're playing some character in a movie, but like not permanently,
Or dog says Brock Lesnar has tattoos. Who's Brock Lesnar?
An MMA fighter and a wrestler. He was obviously successful at both. So
maybe a tattoo of a pudding. Well, I like chocolate pudding, but I wouldn't want it on my body.
Yeah, that's not really a good tattoo. And plus, it looks like feces. Honestly,
Yeah, it does.
honestly, I mean, there's probably better tattoos. I mean, if I were to get a tattoo, I'm not sure what I'd get, but I don't even want to.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a temporary one.
Yeah, not interesting.
Because temporary tattoos, needles aren't required.
Yeah. All right, you want to get going?
Yes.
All right, adios, amigos and amigas. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Because Andrew's a good-looking guy.
Yes, he is. I agree.
Thank you, Ellie. All right. All right, adios. So we'll talk to you all again soon.
Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, bye. We'll be back. Okay.